I will have to go to Ibri right now. Listen to Professor Opoku-Amankwah, who is addressing a press conference on the new curriculum.
Of experts, including parents, to re-examine the role and responsibilities of parents in the provision of education at the pre-tertiary level. This, we believe, when it's done, will guide us in our decisions on parent associations and what they are supposed to do to support us going forward. And as soon as the committee's work is done, we'll put it out for further discussion and then go on to implement. Now, for senior high schools, the year at the 2019-2020 academic year has begun with the return of Form 3s to school on 25th August 2019. Now, it is important for us to note that this year marks the full cohort of the entire school made up of free SHS from Form 1 to Form 3. The implication of every student in senior high school enjoying the free SHS program of the government should be obvious to all of us. Management of Ghana Education Service is conscious of the implications of this development in the administration and management of the schools under this circumstance. What it means is that it will require additional commitment and dedication from all stakeholders, managers, administrators, teaching and non-teaching staff, students, as well as parents. It is the expectation of management of GES that all stakeholders will work together and cooperate effectively to ensure the successful management of the system. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to announce that the first year, that is Form 1's green track students, are expected to reopen school on the 15th September 2019. Green track first years, Form 1's, are expected to reopen school on 15th September 2019. First year, that is Form 1, Gold Track, will reopen school on 12th November 2019. Form 2, Single Track. Not all the schools are doing double track. Some are doing single track. So Form 2, Single Track, and those on green track in the double track schools will reopen school on 15th September 2019. Form 2, single track schools, Form 2, green in double track schools will reopen school 15th September 2019. Form 2 students on gold track will reopen school on 15th October 2019. Once school reopens, there are a few things that are key. They include feeding, they include the funds that will go into the schools, and then resources like textbooks and other things. So we want to address issues regarding feeding and the supply of food, and then the funds that have been made available for that. Management has taken notes of the issues which have come up with regard to feeding, and in the process of reviewing the menu for the schools. As we speak now, a committee, that is, we have a committee that we call the Food Committee, have been meeting to look at issues relating to feeding in our schools. In relation to supplies of food, we work closely with the Ghana Buffer Stock Company, and we have given them the date for reopening, so they have also indicated these dates to their schools, to their suppliers who will be supplying the food to the schools. Now, management is pleased to inform you that the Honorable Minister of Education has authorized an increase in the percentage of money released to schools to cover perishable items from 20% to 30%. What we do is that we give the schools 20% of the amount that has been earmarked for feeding. And they use that 20% to buy perishables, the consumables and the other things. Now, that 20% has been increased to 30%. So what it simply means is that we're going to give you 100 Ghana cedis. If food was going to cost 100 Ghana cedis, we give you 20 Ghana cedis for perishables. The remaining 80 is the food that is supplied from buffer stock and other sources. Then, this time round, what is going to happen is that 30% will be given. So if it's 100 cedis, 30%, which will be 30 Ghana cedis, will be for the perishables, so that the schools can, just to relieve them on the pressures that they have in the spendings that they do around these things. Another key thing that is important is teaching and learning materials. We are pleased to announce that adequate number of textbooks have been made available to all schools for use by all students. And these are core textbooks. Arrangements are also underlined. In fact, recently the ministry advertised for the procurement of elective books to be taken into the schools. And I know that the process is on course. We want to indicate to the schools that if there is any school that does not have any adequate supply of textbooks for the 4 core subjects, they should draw our attention, and we will get them addressed through the regional and district directors.
That's the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Opoku Amankwah. We need to go back to Ebri to listen to that stakeholder meeting ongoing. The Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Opoku Amankwah, is addressing the gathering.
The West Africa Examination Council released this year's, that is this 2019 BEC results on Thursday, 29th of August. Subsequently, WAEC submitted the results to GES on Saturday, the 31st of August, 2019, to enable GES commence the school placement process. According to the results submitted by WAEC to GES, the total candidature for the BEC was 517,331, 517,331. Out of this, a complete aggregate file of 514,215. That is 514,215 was submitted, and an outstanding data for 3,116 results is yet to be submitted to GES from WAEC. By our predictions, approximately 490,000 qualified students will be placed. 490,000 qualified students will be placed. The school placement process is on course, and the portal will be opened to the students, parents, and the general public on the evening of Sunday, 8th September 2019. The portal will be opened to the students, parents, and the general public on the evening of Sunday, the 8th September 2019. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the following are the steps to assess results. 1, you purchase your voucher from vendors with mobile money or from vendors or with mobile money online. 2, you visit. This year we have 2 websites that they can go. You visit either csSPS.gov.gh or csSPS.org. Then you click on check placement. Then you enter your index number and your voucher code. Then you assess and print your placement form. For students, if a student is not automatically placed, they should assess the self-placement form, which will be indicated on the platform. For the PIN codes, we have accredited vendors who will deploy the PIN codes throughout the country. And we have about 5 or 6 of them. We have Phase Dynamic Ventures, Ghana Post Company, Swift Africa Logistics, ARB, Apex Bank, and Modelo and Game Limited. They are the ones that have officially been allowed to sell the vouchers. We are also setting up a call center to resolve issues arising from the placement, and it will be open from Monday, 9 September 2019. And the number to call is 030 700 7777. 030 700 7777. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me also give you this vital information. For an amount of 194,523,037 Ghana cedis have been set aside for the payment of the fees for the free SHS for the first term. Now, you recall that the third years when they were going to school, we paid an amount of 61 million, which is the 20% that we've just spoken about. We paid an amount of 61 million for the first years. With the revision that has been done, what it means is that an additional 14 million will be paid to the schools for the third years. The second years, a total of 85 million will also be paid for them. And then for the first years, by our projections, we also will be paying a total of 95 million. If you put all together, you come up to a total of 194,523,037. And this is the initial amount that is going to the schools for the running of the schools as part of the free SHS program. Let me thank you again for coming, and let me pause here for any questions or contributions. Thank you.
Are you okay?
They're addressing a stakeholder meeting ongoing in Ebri. They're talking about education generally and all of the matters arising. Well, at the time we got back to him, he was talking about the results, the BEC results, and the placement of senior high school student. Well, he did indicate to you where you can go to get the results and when the results will be released. He talks about 400,000 qualified students who will be placed, and that placement will begin on Sunday. He says that you can go on the portal by Sunday, the 8th of September. At that time, the portal will be opened, and that portal, let me just remind you again, is cssps.gov.gh. That is cssps.gov.gh. You can also go to cssps.org. That's cssps.org. If you have a child, you have a ward, you have a candidate who is supposed to be placed, get on this website, especially on the 8th of September, which is on Sunday, to check for the placement. He also talked about the result, WAEC result, and the fact that some of them are being withheld. They said they're still working on it. And then he talked about funding for the free SHS program. You heard him say that over 200 million has been approved for about over 400,000 students. We'll get you the exact and the specific figures as we go along. He breaks it down and talks about how much is allocated to each of the years, first year, second year, third year, etc. And then he gives you the total amount, which is 194,523,037 cedis there. That's the amount he just mentioned there. He is pausing for some questions from the stakeholders. Like we said, it's a stakeholder meeting, and we'll cross over back to him for that session as well. What questions are being asked and what answers they are for those asking those questions. And we will try and get you back that link from Ebri, where the Director General of the Ghana Education Service is speaking. We will get you more of what's been said there in our subsequent bulletins. Right now, though, I'm wrapping up. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more news and information. Our carefully selected stories for you are there. If you scroll all the way down on that page, you get to see our YouTube link. That video will be there, and everything that Professor Opoku-Amankwah has said will also be on that YouTube link. Take your time and educate yourself there. My name is Gifty Andwapia. It's been a pleasure coming your way. Keep your eyes stuck on this channel because we bring you more on Math Education Conference and all the matters arising in education and more.